In this video, we are going to see how to configure a DHCP server using the command line interface and capture real-time DHCP traffic as it travels from the DHCP server to our DHCP clients. I have a simple network here of 5 nodes, 3 PCs, 1 switch, and then 1 router, which I'm going to configure as my DHCP server. So let me go ahead and then configure the DHCP server. So first I'll configure the interface to use an IP address of 10.10.10.1 255.255.255.0 subnet mask. And I'm going to now shut the interface. Okay, so I'll go drop back to the configuration mode and I'll configure IP DHCP pool new. Now the pool is every DHCP has a pool. A pool stands for a range of IP addresses waiting to be issued or leased to DHCP clients. So I'm creating a new pool called new, and I have a list of configurations that I have to configure to my new DHCP pool. So we take a look at it. So first, most importantly, I'm going to configure my default router to use 10.10.10. Let me check. Okay. Trying to check the IP address I was using. Okay, 10.1 rather. Sorry. Okay, 10.1. And the DNS server should be 10.10.10.1 as the DNS server. I can also configure the network, which is very important. So the network is 10.10.10.1. So now let me drop back. Now that I have the pool configured, when I type IP DHCP pool DHCP, I have a list of new commands that I have to configure. Now, one of the most important is excluding addresses. Now, the reason why you would exclude addresses from the DHCP pool is because, for example, in your network, when you have a list of servers or about 10 servers within your IP address, you don't want to exclude them from the IP address pool, which will be issued to clients. So to exclude the list of IP addresses from your pool, you use the command IP DHCP exclude address, followed by the address, the first address that you want to exclude, to the last address that you want to exclude from the DHCP pool. So here I'm keeping 10 IP addresses excluded from my IP address pool, and then I'm good to go. Okay, so now DHCP is up and running. If I do show IP DHCP bindings, at the moment there's no binding because no device has been assigned an IP address. If I do lease, okay, so we are good to go. DHCP server is up and running. I'm going to first I'll start a capture here, and a capture here. See what's going on within our network. I'm starting Wireshark, and it's up and running. Okay, I'll go back to my GNS3 and then start my PCs. So first of all, I'm going to see CDP running through Cisco Discovery Protocol. And STP spanning tree protocol. So at the moment there are no IP addresses on these PCs. I'm going to configure each of them to use the DHCP service, and then to configure the virtual PC to use IP address from the DHCP server. You type in IP DHCP. Same applies here. DHCP. And as you can see, the PC has been assigned an IP address of 10.11, which starts near from the excluded IP address, which was 10, and here you have 11, here is 12, and here is 13. So let's go ahead and see what's really happening in Wireshark. So this one is PC2. Let me start from PC1. PC1 is PC3. That's PC. Okay. Any. Okay. So I'll type DHCP. And let's analyze the packet that really happened over here. So first, there's a broadcast to the network, and it's a discovery packet, and it's looking for DHCP clients that are waiting on the network to receive an IP address. So here you see the source, which is the router, and the destination is 11. It has offered an IP address to this PC, which is 11. So if you expand this packet, you see your client will be assigned an IP address of 10.10.10.11, and then it has the MAC address of the client. So there is it. So under broadcast, and an acknowledgement of the IP address being issued to the client PC. So it's unicast traffic, and the client has been assigned IP address of 11. We can check from the terminal PC1, and that's it. Same thing applies to all the PCs in the network. So on PC2, the same thing. And as you can see, a discovery packet has been sent from DHCP to the broadcast, and then finally the router locates this PC, and it has this IP address to offer. So this is capturing DHCP packets in real time, and this is what happens at the back end whenever you connect an RJ45 cable connecting to a network to your PC. So this is what really happens behind, and it's really meant for network engineers who can analyze these packets. And PC3 too, we have the same thing over here. So I'm pretty sure you understand how DHCP works, and I know watching this video it will give you a real understanding of how DHCP packets transverse through our network. Thanks for watching. See you in our next video.